Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing a bit of an interesting video today. So I am going to show you how to make your own SM7B, SM58. It's kind of just like a DIY Shure style microphone, we'll call it, because they all use the same capsule. So depending on how you kind of what cartridge or like what housing you put it in, it could be a variety of things. I'm gonna show you the end product. I already made one off camera. It looks hilarious. It's super cool. I'm gonna show you that it works really fast. So I just used like a regular mic end. I'm super proud of this. It's a hilarious little microphone, but check it out. It works. Just plugged right in, coming out of my studio monitors here, and at the end I'll give a real audio test so you can hear like truly recorded. But that's pretty cool, right? Just a tiny little microphone. And it's really easy to make. I think I have maybe $20 in parts here. These capsules were like 2 for $15, and then these are like $1 each, the actual connectors, and then the wire is like, you usually buy it in bulk, so you spend a little bit more, but I had this laying around, just some wire. And the only issue with this one, so I also bought this housing. It's like a SM7B housing. It has all the little parts. Here, let me set this down. It has all the little parts, so you can see that it will look like a SM7B. But my only issue is that I made this one a little bit too long to fit in there. So I'm gonna make another one real quick on camera, show you how I did it, because I have another capsule here. And show you how to make this happen, and I'll put some links down below so you can get these parts. Make it a little shorter, see if I can't fit it into the SM7B housing, and kind of make your own little DIY SM7B. Now this kit is meant to work with just a regular, this is a 57, but SM58. It's meant to work with that. And I was too lazy, and I didn't want to sacrifice this one because I like having some 57s around for recording and whatnot. It's a great microphone. I didn't want to go out and buy another SM58 or a 58 copy, right? Those are really cheap too. So if you're looking to do that, that's a great option. You can buy this kit, which is like $20, buy a $20 58 copy, and like put it together yourself. There's no soldering needed. It's super easy to do, and that's great. This is a little bit more for if you just want to buy some random parts and truly build your own microphone and you're somewhat decent at soldering. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do today. I'm going to adjust this camera over here so you can kind of see what I'm working with. So here are the things you're going to need. You are going to need a male microphone cable connector. I'm using the Neurotrix 3-pole, regular. Made in Liechtenstein. It's a German company. High quality. I build my own microphone cables, so if that's something you're already doing, this project should be really easy. So the first things we're going to do is we're going to start off by doing that step, right? So it's kind of like you're building half of a microphone cable. So you got your parts. Very important, and I did make this mistake the first time I did it. Actually, it won't matter because I'm gonna put it on it. Put that on second. So we're gonna just start off. This is like actual pull pieces that connect to a microphone cable. We're gonna start off by wiring this end of things, so it's the non-microphone end. So I like to use a little microphone stand here. Makes my life a little easier. And over the years, I don't know if you can see, I've done it so many times I've already like burnt in where this goes, so it fits in there really nice and securely. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of solder. And remember, you're not a real solderer unless you use to the very, very end. I have plenty of solder, but it's like a thing in my head. I have to use this last little bit before I grab a new roll. I'm weird like that. So take your little solder. I'm currently set to 650 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty low on the soldering. So I'm just going to kind of do this. I'm going to tin up my connectors here. So you always start by tinning them, and basically that's just putting a little bit of solder right into those holes. Then I'm going to strip this wire. So this is a very short wire. Like I said, with this other one that I built, I made it too long. So I made a lot of a much shorter wire. So hopefully that this will actually fit into this capsule I bought. It might even be still a little bit too big, but I think I can work with it. So I'm gonna strip the ends of this. Okay, so I got it all stripped. As you see, I've got a black wire, a red wire, and a ground. Red is positive, black is negative, and then the uncolored one, the silver one, I guess, is ground. So we already have that tinned. So now I'm gonna wire in, and I'm just coiling the ends here to make them a little easier to solder. So now I'm gonna solder in to here. So I'm gonna take that out for a second, put my wire into my microphone clip, grab my last little bit of solder. And then all I'm doing here is just melting a little bit of solder on, let me see if I can get you closer so you can really see what I'm doing here. I'm melting a little bit of solder into this cable so that it's like kind of pre-soldered, if that makes sense. By the way, I just bought this new soldering iron. It's a Weller, and it was like 70 bucks, but man, I was messing with I had a different soldering iron for a cheap one, and this is so much nicer to use. Okay, so now we're gonna put this back into here. I'm gonna back you back up a little bit. And now I have a diagram up, I always forget. So it is 2 is red. 2 is red. So I got my red here, which is right here. It's labeled 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So 2 is right here. So I'm just gonna take my soldering iron here. Carefully. Do not burn yourself. Remember, this tip is 650 degrees. So if you mess up and touch yourself with that, you will definitely know it. Okay, so here we go. Just wiring this in here. Nice. So you want to be careful not to get it too hot, right? Because this is plastic after all, right? And if you get it too hot, you can actually collapse these. And I have one that I did that to. So I'm literally speaking from experience that can happen. So you want to just get it hot enough to melt your thing in there, do it quickly, and then take the heat away. You don't want to get it too hot. All right, now I'm left with my other sides. I'm going to take this out of the way because I'm not going to need it. Okay, this is the part where a lot of us make mistakes. You have to put this on first before you solder this all together. Otherwise, you're going to have to unsolder everything and resolder it. And then trust me, I've made this mistake. I literally made it. I made it when I was doing this one. I had to resolder it, which was a little bit annoying. You finish it, you're like, yeah, cool, I did it. And then you're like, wait, I don't have all my connectors on there. So you kind of shove this through. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Put this back in here. I said I was done with it, but I'm not. I gotta tin the ends of these. So tinning is, like I said, it just means you're taking a little bit of solder and just melting it right onto these wires here so that they're already like preemptively have solder ready to go. So I'm gonna do that again. So here comes the part where we actually wire on this. Now, this is super confusing and I did not understand it. And there's no labels on here. As you'll see, this is the back of it. So I did some experimenting to figure it out. And I figured out that this is the positive, and there's like nothing to even point at here. I'm gonna use my solder to point at it. So this one is the positive, this is the negative, and this red is the ground. And again, it's not labeled whatsoever. I only figured it out by having done this one, trial and error. So I'm just copying exactly what I did off this, which I know works. I'm gonna do it to this second one. So yeah, complete trial and error that I figured that out. And to do this, it's nice that it'll stand up for you like that. and you can kind of just solder straight down on it. And there's already solder globs on there, so it's kind of already pre-tinned for you. All right, so let me just double check what I said again. Okay, red is this one. And this is super nice to solder. Obviously factory solder is the best. Oh my God. I was just talking about how great you were. Now you're gonna give me trouble? There we go. Yeah, factory solder is the best, right? Because, you know, it's probably done by a machine or something. Or somebody who's just been doing it forever. So you just kind of set the wire right on top, touch your solder to it. And again, you want to be quick with this. You don't want to have the heat on it for too long. All right. So now we finish up just constructing the end of this, which I've done a million times, so I know how this goes. This is just like building any other XLR cable. And trust me, once you start building your own XLR cables and you see the quality that you get out of it, it's really tough to go any other direction. What am I doing here? Perfect. Get that on there. So there is our little microphone. I'm going to test it really quickly, make sure that it is working. Test, test, test. Ooh, this one has a little ground hum. The other one did not have that. Can you hear that? Only at certain angles. Test, 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 test. Well, it's working. And I bet that ground hum will go away. Seems to be like when I jiggle it a certain way, something making contact. There we go. All right. No ground hum now. Cool. It was just a little bit of that grounding tape touching the ground wire. So as soon as I cleaned it up right there, it fixed it. So now comes the part where I am totally guessing. So again, this sleeve is meant to go around a SM58 like this, right? It's supposed to sleeve in there. And since I don't want to do that, I just want to use this microphone I created and kind of do something like that. And I think it's going to work. Just need to figure out some sort of clever way of mounting it. And it's probably going to be using gaffer tape because that stuff is life. So let me go ahead, tape this in here. Again, not a professional, just a guy who likes to try to build his own microphones. Want to make that clear. And I only kind of know what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of squeezing this down on here, and I'm going to gaffer tape it into place. That holds it pretty well. Now, if I understand correctly, this slides down into here. Nice, nice, perfect. So that's going to just hang out the bottom for where you'll plug it in. Beautiful. And then this is supposed to slide on here somehow. Simple. Nice. All right. And then one last little bit. Where did I put it? This is another microphone project I'm working on. I'll probably make a video on that once I figure it out. Where, oh, where did I put the thing that goes over it? Testing, testing. So now that you're further away from the capsule, which is what the SM7B basically does, you have to gain it up. So by increasing the gain, man, that sounds nice. This sounds exactly like an SM7B. I don't actually have an SM7B in the studio right now, but my wife owns one, so I'm very familiar with how they sound. So let me get some nice recordings of this so you can kind of hear it. I'll also plug this one in so you can hear how it sounds without the capsule, or without the house, because this house actually makes a huge difference. The housing makes a huge difference. So we'll mess around with it a little bit. All right, so now we are recording with the SM7B copy. It sounds really good. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I think it actually is awesome. It sounds to me very similar to an SM7B. It's got, the low output. It's got all the characteristics of a SM7B. In a later video, I will do a direct comparison. I'll take my wife's SM7B and compare it directly to this one. But I mean, for essentially, I want to say I have about maybe $80 invested into this microphone. It sounds really good for $80. So you tell me what you think. Also, really quickly, I'm going to show you the first microphone that I built, which is, kind of more of an SM58 rather than an SM7B. They're the same microphone. Like an SM58 and an SM7B are the same. It's just the housing they're in. In this SM58, I'm probably like a few inches away from it. And also, I don't have the plosive cover yet. So I'm definitely going to get one of those because you can hear the plosives. But yeah, I'm about this far away from the tip of the capsule, maybe even further, with the SM7B. So you get a little bit clearer high end and less low end. And then with a 58, you're so much closer to the capsule, you get more low end. So I'll show you real quick. So as you see, a lot more low end off this one. They're the same microphone again, but you see how close I am to this capsule, right? It's also obviously a lot higher output. I did not adjust gain at all between the two, so you can hear it. It's very high output, and any plosive is gonna have a big effect. So definitely, I need to put a body on this microphone, or else it's kind of useless, or at least I can't use it on a voice in this configuration. I need to do something to make it a little more user friendly, but it's hilarious looking. I think it's cool. It's really funny looking. So yeah, let me know what you thought. What other microphones should I try and build? On my horizon, I definitely want to try and build a C414. I think that'd be really fun. And there's a lot of companies that make DIY kits, and maybe I'll try to see if I can do something on my own. But it's kind of just like a little side hobby project of mine, is building microphones. I find it fun and rewarding. It's really cool building a microphone that works and sounds great for way less than $100. So anyways, thank you so much. Leave a comment and a like below. Let me know what you thought of this video. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.